moving in. Got me moving in circles. Money got me moving in circles. Money got me moving in circles. 42 shots got me moving in circles. On my line, then you better have a purpose. I've been counting these blues, queen, keep them in a Birkin. Lit online, ain't popping in person. Better hustle in circles. Money got me in circles.
So, Civil Mindset Podcast. I'm Lou. This is Tyrone. And today we're going to be covering materialistic things in the black community. So, yeah, let's get to it. So, you feel like, for me, I feel like when it comes to materialistic things, you deal with insecurity. Like, as far as, like, black people, like, they add in by, like, certain cars, certain clothes, jewelry, so that adds value to them, to their self-worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like if they strip themselves out of that, like your self-worth with who you are, like what you give. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying a little bit. So my thought on materialistic is like people try to live beyond their means. So that's what I get out of all of it. I don't know if we buying off of an image that everybody's selling, or everybody feel like they gotta shine some type of way, and that's their way of showing them that I got money. Or whatever. Okay. That's the way I look at it.
No, I agree. It definitely deals with living outside means, because a lot of times we see people with the Benz and the Lexus, and when you look at like sometimes where they living at, it's not matching.
It don't match, right?
It don't match.
All right,
you can't be having a Benz pulling up in a hood in a projects.
Exactly. So one of the other things that like is crazy to me, like, so you got a lot of people that they buy all this stuff for their kids, Jordans and this and that. And they really don't got no money like that.
I agree.
Like, I don't know how do we get around that?
It's the image though, because it's like I see a lot of people like that where it's like kids, you talking about like toddlers and stuff. These kids, they don't care. At the end of the day, they just want to run and play around, but they gonna have the Jordans, they gonna have a Louis belt, they gonna have a Gucci polo.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know, I respect people take care of their kids, but that stuff is, you taking the childhood from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing that? Oh, my little shorty, he dressed like this, he looking good like that, but for what? You know what I'm saying? What you trying to live up to?
Especially if these shoes and stuff cost like $100, you know what I'm saying? Or more. You know what I'm saying? Every time, every week, I was guilty myself for a minute. You know, every time a new shoe come out, here I am. But like.
So why was you doing it?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So that was I would say that was my young mindset. Like at that time, I feel like I was always trying to be out in the street, trying to be flashy for the time being.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, now I accumulate all these shoes, what am I doing?
Yeah. What you gonna do with it?
What am I doing with that? I mean, some people will be like, oh, I'm a sneakerhead, I can resell this, I can do that. But in reality, ain't nobody too much reselling a lot of that stuff.
Unless you got like some limited edition.
Yeah, unless you got like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those shoes, it is a couple of them limited edition, but you got people that are spending beyond what I'm talking about, like Jordan. Yeah. Some people are going.
Yeah, standing outside the line, not paying rent, $600.
Yeah, for some Balenciaga and all this other stuff that they know they can't really afford. So I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes we just need to step back, reevaluate our situation, and be like, do I really need that? Because I could have did something. I could have invested. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something that's gonna do something for my family. But on another side, that's probably another whole different note. Like as far as I don't feel like we really save up for our family. We don't really do nothing for the future. So everything that we want is like instant gratification. You know what I'm saying?
It is. And I feel like a lot of times, especially for black people now, we're trying to break away from generational poverty. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when we look at our parents and stuff, it's like they didn't have much. They didn't have a lot of job opportunities that we do. You know what I'm saying? So we got job opportunities. We have ways to create. And we are just natural born hustlers. But it's like when we get this money, we putting it back into the wrong stuff. We going back to designers and jewelry, a lot of chains, and we want to be flashy. We want to glorify the girls and stuff like that. And I think it's all for the image, because I know I did it, and I did it because I wanted the girls.
I think that's, look, we get wrapped up in that a lot. So that's one thing. We definitely get wrapped up. We trying to please everybody. So if anything, we always want to be seen fresh, regardless of how we living at the house or whatever. You gotta be clean, so I get it. But I don't know. I think we need to make some changes, you know.
No, we definitely need to make some change. But I feel like a lot of those changes because we lack like financial literacy. Like in school, when we go to school, we learn about
They should definitely be teaching that in school.
that, economics, investing, real estate, all those things we should be teaching in school. But not only that, I feel like people who do know these things, they should hold like some type of something where they give it back to the community. You know what I'm saying? It's not too bad to rent out a spot or whatever like that and just be like, hey, I'm hosting this. Somebody's speaking about financial literacy and whatever in the community and have people come out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's part of giving back too, you know. So I feel like we was able to do that because we can't just solely depend on the schools to do this, because then that's a curriculum they gotta add and then teachers they gotta find. I feel like at that point they're gonna, even if they come up with an excuse, we can't just stop there. At some point we gotta be like, okay, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I know. I hear you. So how do you feel about, let's say, okay, we was talking about materialistic things. Also, let's say, you know, you got people working, they rocking Louis belts and Gucci belts and.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got people trying to judge people like, is it real? Is it fake? Does it really matter? Like, what? Why does it matter so much? Like, if it was real, like you got the look down, right? You was trying to go for that look,
right?
So why does it matter? Like recently, I saw this. It was something on probably on Instagram. It was talking about Rick Ross. He had like a bunch of supposedly fake Louis bags, luggage,
Okay.
and everybody trying to call him out for it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we know he got the money to do it.
Yeah.
So if you got the money to do it, should you do it, or should you just be like?
So it depends on the person, because it's nothing wrong with somebody wanting the quality, the best of the best. You know, if you got it, that's my only thing when it comes to black people. A lot of times we want this stuff and we don't be having it half the time. But for me, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm in Korea. I got a designer belt. It's a couple of dollars.
Hey, you gonna get clean?
I'm gonna be clean. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
But so for me, I would wear it because I do wear it now. I wear the fake Louis, the fake Gucci and stuff like that. Because me personally, even if I had the money, I'm not spending $800, $900 on it. That's just me. Like, that money could be somewhere else. That $800, $900, that could be a couple of stocks that's gonna flip back and become a couple of stacks. You know,
Yeah.
I'm at the age where I don't care what somebody else think or say. Because if you looking that hard to see if it's real or fake, then okay, well at least I'm clean. At least you see me
that
though.
a lot though. I feel like age has a lot to do with it. Like once the more you mature, like you kind of get away from like trying to prove something to everybody. Because
Definitely.
I remember in high school or something like that, people would probably roll up on you, be talking about your shoes or whatever, especially if you had some fake Jordans on or something.
Oh
but
yeah.
as you grow older, you realize there's different things that matter. You know what I'm saying? So you realize, okay, I need to put my money, but sometimes age don't matter. There's some people that still keep pushing the issue. They still out here trying to prove something to people and spending every dime they got. You know? Like that girl, some chick, I forgot who you was talking about, but she had she was talking about the Birkin. So you got people out here, you got celebrities pushing these issues.
The Birkin bags.
And they got regular people out here trying to get this. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. So you can't, that was on Instagram. They was like celebrities. They was talking about like, if your man ain't got you a Birkin bag, basically like leave him or whatever like that. And it's like, okay, that's, y'all got money. So Birkin bag is nothing to y'all. But we talking to, most of your fan bases are people who's not in that same financial class as you. So it's like a Birkin bag, we talking about thousands of dollars. Like, you think, so I'm gonna pay $1,000 for a Birkin bag, but I got debt accumulating the same amount?
And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't got that money like everybody, they're trying to portray. They put on this front, you know, all this facade with money that they don't have. So, I don't know. I think it just keeps us going in a cycle.
It does, because at the end of the day, it's like we're not cycling the money with us. So as a black community, we not, Versace, Gucci, most of the people that wear it are black celebrities. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
As their fan base, their fan base is big. It's not just black people, it's all different types of people. The most people who are influenced by it that's trying to live up to that lifestyle are black people. So it's like, you in the black community, you working a job, whatever case may be, you work for a black, white, whoever you working for, but at the end of the day, you going to a white man to spend all this money, to put this money back in there. And it has been proven that the black dollar only cycles through the black community a few hours of the day compared to how everybody else, other ethnicities, they dollars is cycling throughout their community 6 days a week, half a month. So it's like, how can we see ourselves changing that if we're not making the changes to do that? You know what I'm saying?
And I go back to one of the biggest things that we was talking about, instant gratification. Like, we really need to get past that point of feeling like we got something to prove to somebody.
Yeah, and we want to prove something to people we don't even like. We don't even care about.
Don't even care. So once we get past that, I think we'll be good. But until we do, our mind is always going to be set to we got to be flashy. A lot of people are always saying like, oh, well, this came back from, black people always kings and queens, and we always want to be flashy. We always had these big chains on, this big jewelry and stuff.
That's
but
true.
That was a different time, We live in a different time where, like, look, your money determines on how you're living.
Yeah, but even then, like, those black people, like, back, what our ancestors, back the Africans, and they was kings and queens, but it was like it was a pyramid, you know what I'm saying? So the highest, the royalty, they was wearing that stuff because they were rich, they was wealthy there. And then as you go down the pyramid, you start seeing less of the flash people. You don't see the bottom of the pyramid, the servants, the peasants basically, sitting out here with jewelry on, iced out, they rolling around with the horses that's down. You don't see that. So it's like, why do we want, like, we can't even use that because the people who had it, they also had the money. They also was owning everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got what you're saying. So
it's like, we can't even use that as an excuse. I feel like first, black people, we have to stop making the excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
definitely gotta do that.
Stop making that excuse.
Definitely gotta stop making excuses. And we stay making, we got excuses for everything. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like that comes with contentment. And so, like, when it comes to materialistic things, we lack priorities. We can't say, oh, well, I gotta have this. Like, you can't sit here and pay this much for some jewelry or whatever the case may be, a car, whatever. Like, your car note should not be the same as your rent. It just should not be.
Definitely.
You don't need it.
Like right now, look, we got people running around. You got the new iPhone. So the new iPhone about to come out, right?
Right.
You're going to have people lined up paying for this new iPhone.
Thousands and dollars.
Thousands. But they not even really paying rent. They staying with somebody.
Right.
They paying $100 and some a month.
For a phone.
For a phone. You mean to tell me for a phone? To do the same thing as the previous phone. And the phone before that, all you're going to do is text messages, check your social media, right?
Exactly.
So I still can't get, not just us, but everybody.
Everybody.
This. So, but from the people I know, since we all talking about mostly our people.
Right.
How do we see ourselves getting past that? Because it really makes no sense. Like we can't look past the basic stuff. So knowing that we can't, afford to spend $1,000 on a phone. So why are we constantly doing this?
Like you said, it's instant gratification, lack of priorities. I feel like that also deals with insecurity because it's like, okay, if I got this phone, like anytime you have anything that's old or outdated, you gonna have somebody saying, you still got that old phone, you got them old drawers, or you got that old car.
Trust me, I still got the 6. So people joke about this, all the time. It's 2014. 2014. But
it still worked though.
It still, get me do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like social media added to that too because a lot of times when you got something to show it off, the first thing you do, you post it.
Exactly.
You post it, you want the likes, you want the comments. And it's like you getting all these things from people you will never meet, never seen. Like, you don't care about those people because they don't even know you. You don't even know them. So why are we seeking that? Like, why does that give us so much energy? Like, you should find that within yourself. But then you messing around and then you got some people who, like some females, they do stuff, or some guys, they do stuff that have like people battling this stuff for the image. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting there sleeping on somebody's couch, but you see me in the freshest of the freshest out with the people.
Crazy.
Crazy.
It's too crazy.
And I feel like we avoid the basic necessities.
Mm-hmm.
Because like even me, I was told like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Somebody was like, I don't even look married. I'm like, what the fuck does married look like?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
What does married look like?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Married should not be like, and basically from this person's perspective, it was like, I ain't dressed the part. I ain't driving in a car, in a certain type of car. I ain't got no house. But you got shelter. You know what I'm saying? You got apartment. You got like, it ain't gotta have the best furniture. You ain't gotta have marble floors and marble tabletops, but it's furnished. You know what I'm saying? Your bills paid.
Exactly.
You got wheels, you got transportation. It ain't gotta be an Audi or a Bentley or nothing like that.
So everybody, it's like that preconceived. You gotta have the best. Well, everybody else figures the best. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's crazy.
But even, let's say you do have all those things with certain financial situation or the financial bracket that you in. Do you got savings? Do you got money invested? Like, what else do you got going for yourself? You can't just say, I got this stuff for the image. Mm-hmm. But what's sustaining that image? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like people, they don't think about that.
A lot of people wrapped around that thing like, once you die, you can't take it with you. So they feel like everything I got right now, I got to spend it. You know what I'm saying? Let me go spend it. Let me live for the day.
But you don't know when you're gonna die.
Exactly.
So 10 years from now, you sitting here gotta borrow money.
Exactly. And you come to look at me, and I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people crazy.
No, it's definitely crazy. And it's more of dealing with like being accepted, like you said. It's materialistic things come with so much negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like people lose their stuff, and because like you strip yourself of all the things that you do have, what are you left with? You don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, so you just see him like boo boo the fool.
So one of the things, like when you say that, right? I remember growing up. So some kids, they didn't have as much as other kids would have, but you're right, they're getting judged on that. And so you automatically got put into a certain type of class, or if you couldn't have this, if your shoes came from Payless, or your clothes came from Walmart, you had that faded glory on, or whatever it was, people automatically judge you. So when you get put to the side, like, but when I look back at it, I was thinking, and this may be just where I'm from, but everybody that had all the good stuff, education was second.
Agree.
So it was never like, oh, let me put my education first. Let me get toward, let me try to help my people out, get a scholarship and go to school for free or something like that. They was more focused on being flashy. And it kept on, you know what I'm saying, as they became adults and they weren't under their parents' roof. Nobody else had that money to keep them going with those things that they wanted. So they found other ways to get it, but they found themselves in a cycle of just being flashy and not really having nothing else, you know what I'm saying, to fall back on. No type of savings or none of that.
No, I agree. But we see that with someone like the hustlers in our community. Like, for me, being young, being in the city from Chicago, whatever like that, you got the boys on the corners, they got the phone. Well, then they had the page, then they had the phone, they had the shirt, they had certain jewelry, they had the ones, whatever the case may be. And it's like the jabos, and it's like, yo, you going to school, and you see people in school with that. You know what I'm saying? You wanted that. Like you said, those people, they ain't thinking about grades and nothing like that. So it's like me, I know the way my family was, they older, so they're like, that's nothing, that's not important or whatever like that. But I was one of those kids, I got picked on for not having that stuff. Yeah. And for me, I ain't gonna lie, I felt like a lame.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
you do.
You feel like a lame, you feel dirty.
You do. You do. Especially when everybody run around joking about it, you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And so it was like when I did get a little bit of money, and then that's another thing. When taxes came, my mom gave me a little bit of bread. I went to go get all those things. Like, okay, I get a couple of dollars in my pocket, but Jabos at that point was like $150, $100. So I'm like, I only got like $300, so I only got enough for a pair of pants and a shirt. Yeah. When now that I'm grown, and if I would have known better, I could have way more outfits. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, that made me feel some type of way. That made me feel like
it wasn't what you want at that time.
Exactly. Like I feel like I said, I felt like a lame. And so at that point, I was like, damn, I gotta fit in. But after taxes, that one time my mama gave me some money, and I remember I got like the black jabos, the pink straps, and a jabot shirt. Yeah. And I didn't even have enough for some shoes, so I'm still now I got this fresh fit with dirty ass ones on. So
and then you gotta save the outfit. Yeah, then you rock this later. You know what I'm saying? You can't even rock it because you ain't got it. Yeah.
So then I finally ended up getting some more money later on. I got some fresh white ones, and I remember I came to school that day, and they were like, "Oh, hold on, Lou," like, and then they used to call me Lucy or Lulu or whatever. And I was feeling myself. And but after that, I was like, when I'm wearing the mom, I'm back to the dirty kid.
You know what I'm saying? Look.
So at that point, I realized like that wasn't for me. And ever since then, I've been different because it's like I wear what I can afford, but I make it look good. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be flashy and nothing like that. And at the same time, it was like I know I ain't got money like that, so why I'm stressing it? Why I'm trying to fake it to make it with other people that's faking to make it? What we making it to?
And see, I think that's one of the things. Everybody didn't know everybody else faking it to make it. Everybody running around faking it to make it. If you look back, you know what I'm saying? You know some of these people, you know their family. You be like, you know everybody else was struggling just like y'all might have been struggling. You know what I'm saying? So now you putting your parents through this because they want to make sure that you're not getting bullied or whatever clown, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. So now they spending their last dollars to try to make sure that you look good. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. But with my parents, they older, so they ain't spending last nothing.
Oh, they didn't give a damn.
They ain't give a damn. You like dirty. Shoes.
Hey, toe hanging out that mother area.
Everything bigger. So it was like, I'm like, dang, Mom, why you wearing these big clothes? Keep buying these big clothes. You gonna grow into it. You know, so it's like.
I think I was in junior high wearing a size 12. I'm gonna grow into this shoe. Probably wearing a size 9 or something. You hear me?
Then they said, put the tissue in it.
I ain't even put no tissue in that motherfucker.
Nah, my mama did me dirty. Yeah. Double socket tissue. You in there? The front off.
Hey, you know, flip your sock back? Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I would stuff like that. I would never put my kid through. Like, look, you go weigh your size.
Yeah, I definitely do that. Now I'm out there looking crazy.
Nah, you can't give me 2-3 sizes above me, nah. But yeah, definitely. But so for me, when I get rich, because I speak this in, I speak it, I manifest it, because I'm gonna be something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I'm not gonna be in a flashy car. My dream car is a '69 Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the 2025 AR, R8. I don't care about none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Cause it's like that stuff depreciate.
Exactly. That's a liability anyway. You know, as soon as you pull that thing off the lot,
14% depreciation.
you gone. So yeah, I definitely understand that. I'm the same way. Trust me. So the car I got now, yeah, it's a little flashy, but people don't realize it's an '08. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an '08, so it's old. So I ain't buying nothing else, but I probably get me one more little car, something used or something.
You ain't gonna get no brand new.
Nah, it's gonna be a little pickup truck or something. Be a little pickup truck or something. But I don't need it no more. You know, I ain't gonna be going nowhere like that. So
Yeah, but even if you do, I feel like you buy certain stuff when you stepping out. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to buy stuff to sustain a certain lifestyle. Like once in a while, once in a blue moon, it's people out there that's like buying stuff all the time to maintain. Every time they step outside, this is the image.
to post on Instagram.
The post on Instagram.
Post on, it gotta be clean for Instagram. That's what it is.
It gotta be, and then it's like for me. When I used to do it for the girls. Now I'm thinking like, them girls probably ain't got no more than what I got.
Oh man, look,
So what we doing? How we playing these games?
it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, matter of fact, one story. I got a story for you. So it was something I was following on Instagram a while back. So it was this one female. She loved doing it for the gram, right?
Okay.
So she took a paid trip with this dude that said he was gonna take her around this country, take her around the country or whatever, right? And low key, she became almost like a drug mule.
Oh.
But he was taking her to all these countries, and her whole thing was she was gonna be able to go around the country and take different pictures to post on Instagram.
Okay.
And he ended up putting drugs through her, sending her to all these different locations. But like just the fact that the shit that she wanted to do, to be able to like have all this flashiness and be able to show off and be like, oh, look where I've been. The lengths she, you know what I'm saying, she went through to do that.
And she got finesse.
And got finesse at the end of the day. I think they end up catching, I don't know the end of the story, but I think they end up catching her and they end up going to jail or something. But yeah.
But see, that's the thing, like, that's what I meant, like, we lose ourselves. Because it's like, you had to see the signs. You know what I'm saying? But you so kind of, I'm in a poor, let me post a bit, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Whole time, kilos in the bag.
Exactly.
Come on.
So, yeah, it's the risk she took.
Yeah, and that's a risk. I feel like black people, that's one major thing. We have to stop taking that risk. Because the more we spend in our communities, the more we will get out of it. You know what I'm saying? We can't sit here and wait for somebody else to save us, especially at a time like this with like how the public, like the energy, all the support we receiving. Rather it's like hush money, some people say, whatever the case may be, what are we doing with that? Like, where is it going? We can't sit there and be like 10 years from now, like we had this moment, this momentum, and then we be at the same place we are now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Can't leave our kids with the same situations we came up with.
I agree, exactly. So like, all that, gotta spend it now, we gotta get rid of that mentality. We definitely gotta get rid of that. Because I would feel foolish to realize that, to sit here and have millions of dollars and then go broke and then my kids and have nothing.
Nothing.
But I'm telling some good stories though. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I got is cool stories for them.
And memories.
And memories. Telling them that though. They ain't gonna wanna hear that. I know if my parents was rich and then all of a sudden we broke and I'm struggling, I'm not gonna wanna hear that. About your times that you had when you was a millionaire or whatever the case may be.
I don't blame you.
Exactly.
I need to be a millionaire.
Exactly. Look.
That's the issue. Like, that's really a big issue because I was watching a video with Dr. Umar and he was talking about, you know, everybody when it comes to materialistic, we trying to be the head Negro in charge. Yeah. And we sit down raising our kids to be head Negro in charge. And it's just becoming a cycle, and it is. And a lot of times you get like in some families, there's always that one that's a black sheep where they witness, okay, this is a cycle I don't want to be a part of, but they end up turning into the goat of the family. And they end up changing those things. I feel like we need more goats in our family to change those things. But you have to start with self. You can't sit here and be like, okay, I'm buying this, I'm doing this to look good. Because if you really love yourself, everything that you truly want is gonna come. No girls, they really wanna fuck with you, they gonna come.
It's all gonna come.
It's all gonna come.
It's all gonna come.
Even like buying big rims and being flashy and stuff, that stuff good and all, it's fun or whatever like that. And I think that's another thing, the thrill of those type of lifestyle. I know for me, it was the thrill of it.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed it. Oh, you get the.
You know how we are. Look, clean car, pull up, rims on, 22, driving by slow, music playing. So
windows right here, so you gonna see half of me.
I be lean back just a little bit. It's all an image. Everything we do is we selling some type of image, but sometimes it's at a cost, you know.
It is, but when does that cost? When does it start being worth it? Like, when we gonna stop paying that out? When we dried up and gotta ask somebody for money, they tell us no, and we gotta figure out where our next meal, who couch we finna sleep on.
Yeah, it's going too far.
It been too far.
It's definitely been too far.
It been too far.
Definitely been too far.
But I feel like I definitely feel like we have more leaders and just people. Like, it's a lot of black-owned businesses out there than it was 5 years ago. We got more politics that are black. We got more everything that are black. Even like when it comes to like the weed industry or whatever like that, a lot of people are investing. A lot of people are investing in like the cultivation, the distribution, whatever the case may be. So it's like, I feel like a couple of years from now, like 5-10 years from now, it won't be a big of a deal, materialistic stuff. Because now we have more black designers when it comes to fashion. You know what I'm saying? We don't have an Elon Musk for black people to create like a car or something like that. Yeah. But if we did. Oh yeah. We be investing.
Definitely. I think we do, like, so when you mentioned Elon Musk or whatever, do we push our kids in the right direction? Are we pushing them? Or what are we pushing them towards? Are we just pushing them towards sports?
So that's another thing. Because when you talk about sports, it seems like that's the easiest way. You know what I'm saying? We got like, because we are so, I don't want to say athletic, but black people are just talented, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I build everything about us. It's like, it's goddess type, godly type. So, I mean, when you talk about, for me being an intel and stuff like that, my parents just like, I don't care, go to school. I don't care. You be a damn scientist, just get out of here. You know?
Exactly, yeah.
But you got some parents that's like, you know, nah, you went to this and that engineering, nah, sports. Because it's the easiest way. It's the quickest route for us, and it has been proven. So, as parents, if we are, I feel like whatever it is, if our kids say, you know, I want to be the next president, the next scientist, whatever like that, even though it may seem impossible, as parents, we can't deny them of that. We have to gas them up. Oh, what you doing? Oh, yeah, let's go out there and do some research. Whatever the case may be, I think we have to invest in our kids way more than what we have been doing.
And maybe that's, and like we was talking about sports, and maybe that's why our kids look at it like, you know, they so wrapped around materialistic things. Well, us, because look at the people, look at the routes they choose to go. They want to be rappers or they want to be ball players or something. So that's what they see. Yeah. Those are the flashiest ones we got, and that's the route, you know, a lot of us choose to take.
And like LeBron, like I look at him like Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can see that.
Yeah, he got the money and all that stuff, but he's like his family. You know what I'm saying? He's very family oriented, and he always get back to the community. To have your own school, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. He's always been vocalist. Even Kobe, always been vocalist. Like, these are people who always been for their communities, even though they had the flashy stuff. They still was like humble about it. Like, it's more than just what we have. It's what we're doing. So I feel like even if we push our kids to sports, who are they idolizing and why? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, John Wall, he's a great athlete, but he be at all the clubs. He be in you know, like, what?
He's trying to live. He's trying to live.
But you got it. You can.
Yeah.
But for our kids, you want to teach them like, okay, yeah, if you want to be that, hey, be that. Right?
That's not the end all. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not the only thing.
That's not the only thing. We gotta put them in a different route. You know, because the world's gonna keep moving. The world's gonna keep evolving. But if all you know how to do is play sports or rap, there's so many other things to get into. You know what I'm saying? That keeps the world moving.
Exactly. Like, even if you know how to do that, a lot of these athletes now, they're not like the athletes back then, like 20 years ago, where a lot of athletes will go broke after the NBA, or rappers will go broke after they stop making music. These are artists or athletes that are investing. You know what I'm saying? Like Shaq, he got schools, he got Burger King, Starbucks, all these different idols, they are investing. You know what I'm saying? So even if basketball is your thing, you know what I'm saying? hey, let it be your thing, but what are you doing outside of that? Because you're not going to be playing the rest of your life.
You definitely know how to do something else, you know?
Ain't no 50-year-old shooting hoops. Especially now through athletic. You getting body every time. So it's like, I agree. Like, what are we doing with our kids? That's gonna be. First of all, it starts with them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We lived our life. We still figuring out some
After
stuff.
you pass 30, you are who you are almost. Not saying don't stop dreaming.
Right.
But once you hit about 30, you are who you are. Stick with your plan. Try to be great. You know what I'm saying? Just try to be great.
Try to perfect it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely agree. So when it comes to, it's a lot of things to correct the materialistic things in the Black community. As far as like the kids, how we support them, letting them know there are other options, but also teaching them. But as parents, we need to research what other options it is. I feel like sometimes with social media and our phone being like right there, it's so convenient, it kind of made us lazy. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely made us lazy.
Definitely made us lazy.
One of the things is, I know we talk about well, nobody showed this person that, but you have the phone right there in your hand. You have all the technology you need to figure things out. There's no more excuses to be made. Like, how do I do this? How do I enroll in college? Or, you know, and then on top of that, you can reach out to different people.
I agree.
A lot easier than you could reach out to anybody, you know,
back then,
about 20 years ago. So,
especially with us, dial up, hey, you pick up that phone, the internet cut off.
yeah.
It was a struggle.
That's it.
And it's like, it's so easy because it's like you can literally Google how to do this, who to contact for this.
Easy day.
Like, we're finna have a black owned stock market in 2021. I think it's like DreamWorks or something like that.
Okay.
And that's crazy to me. But it's like, okay, what routes did you go? And it's like we had a time where you can hit him up or like, hey, how did you get here? Like, you can hit people up and ask them how did they, like, what path they took to get where they are today.
Oh, and if you can't reach him directly, you can at least find out more about it. You know, what route he took, what degree he had, or what stages he took. You know what I'm saying? To get where he's at. Exactly. So there's more avenues than what we think, but a lot of people aren't taking them. So.
But that comes with contentment. You know what I'm saying? Is you gonna be like, oh, it's easy to sit here, go couch to couch and chill out, and you know what I'm saying? Everything coming to me, or you gonna go get it.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? But again, it's on acceptance, what you gonna accept from yourself and others. Like, it's so many things that play in those roles. Even education.
Yeah.
We can't depend on these, especially now. Not saying that schools are not good or nothing like that, but it's like with COVID and teaching online, it's like the same as being in class, the interactions. You know what I'm saying, that you're getting. So it's like, at the end of the day, even if you are in school, you still got to come back. And as parents, we still got to feed our children's brain. We still got to keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to keep them motivated to want to learn something.
You got to make fun. You got to make learning fun.
Definitely got to do that. Because I remember, I ain't want to pay no attention. So yeah, you got to find different ways to, you know what I'm saying, touch their brain and keep them going forward with it, you know.
Definitely. Is there anything else you think that we can probably do as far as like changing the cycle when it comes to materialistic things?
I would say we just need to refocus, you know. Refocus and make sure that you're teaching your kids what's important. You know?
Agree.
Because it starts at home first. If you're not teaching them at home and they don't got an understanding of what reality is and what life is going to be like and what life really has to offer, they're going to go down that same rabbit hole and be chasing what they see on TV.
I agree. You got to be that influence. You got to unlearn and relearn. That's the biggest thing for Black people. Unlearning something and relearning something.
Definitely.
Stop making excuses.
Yeah, the excuses got to go. Gotta go.
But yeah, so that's Civil Mindset Podcast, and we appreciate y'all.